Hey class. Okay, so since we are dealing with a self-isolation at home right now, I'm going to be teaching you guys through the internet. So I get to teach all you lovely people this way instead of face-to-face, but that's okay. Today I'm going to present an artist for you guys, and then later I will demonstrate your assignment for your art project. This artist that you're going to learn about today is Abraham Lascelles. And he is actually Spanish. He's from Almeria, and he is a contemporary Fauvist. So a contemporary Fauvist is an artist that uses extreme use of color and value. So Fauvism is actually an art historical term from a long time ago, but this artist is a contemporary version of that. So he's inspired by all of those Fauvism artists that use high contrasting values of color. His work started in the 1980s and continue to present day. He works with a lot of mediums, but watercolor and oil is highly common. He has a special subjectivity in the treatment of color. So, like I said before, the Fauvism, these extreme values of color that you're seeing in this back of the back behind him here. The first artwork I'm going to show you is called Atocha. And I wanted to show you guys this one because I wanted to show you the example. Hopefully you can see my mouse, but this background of cool colors complements with this focal point of warm colors. So these are some of your design concepts that you've been learning about throughout this semester so far. And we're going to be making artwork like this, which is both abstracted, like this work, and non-objective, like this work. Please excuse my dog in the background. But we are going to be making some non-objective work on our iPads. So I thought that I would show you this artist because he makes some great non-objective work and it's simplified, so I think you guys will be able to use your elements of design and color throughout this. And like this one, we've got that focal point with this circle here, but your eye is drawn around with all this stuff, and I would even say that that's on a rule of third plane. And then a big thing that I thought was pretty cool about this artist was his truck project. And we're gonna kind of play around with his same process. Is we're gonna do a little sketch like this, and then we're gonna build upon that in layers. And I will show you guys how to do that in Procreate shortly. Okay, let's get to the demonstration.
First thing you're going to do is open Procreate. Now you guys can either, well, this is what you guys will most likely have to do, is make a new canvas. You guys can make a canvas of any size depending on what you want to do, but you can change this later. But for now, I made one that was screen size here. So you'll take, to move your canvas around like this, you're going to take 2 fingers and zoom in and out. If you just take 1 finger, it's going to draw, if you see that. And then the eraser is here, and you guys should all have your pencils, and it depends on how hard you press. If you press lightly, it's not going to erase too much, but if you press real hard, then it's going to erase a ton. The first thing we're going to play around with is making shapes. So up here is your brush. You have a lot of options, but some simple ones to use are like the technical pen. So the technical pen, you can draw a simple shape like that. Or if you draw your shape and then press on the end, it'll straighten it out for you. So if you would like to like make a square but make it perfect, you can kind of play around. Okay, that's a rectangle, but we're gonna go with it. So you've got shapes like this, and if you want to fill your shapes, let's go for like a green. You'll pick your color, and then you will drag this circle down and fill. So your shape has to be closed off. So I think the reason why it filled the whole canvas is because there's a gap right here. So you guys got to be aware of that kind of stuff. You guys, so now I've just shown you guys how to draw. The technical pen is really easy, so that's under inking and technical pen. And then under drawing, little pine, that's like colored pencils. And you can pretty much get any texture you want, but that's kind of where your artistic creativity is going to kind of come in. Now, I'm going to pick a background color. Let's start with a pastel-y pink to get started. Right there. Perfect. Now, so you do that. So now I'm on this layer. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some circles, and that holding option at the end works on all shapes, not just squares and straight lines. So if I wanted to make a straight circle, I could do it that way. And then I'm going to fill it in. You guys can pretty much do whatever you want. But now I'm going to show you how to make layers. So I just hit this plus button and it made a new layer. Okay? So now this layer is going to be on top of layer 1. But if I flip the layers, then the layer is going to go behind, okay? But I want this layer to be behind my shapes but in front of my background. And then I'm going to take some spray paint. Let's do purpley. And I'm going to do this, but it's a little small. See how that was a little small? You can adjust your brush size and how much it sprays over here. So this is your pretty much how transparent or not transparent it's going to be. And then this is your brush size, as it says right there. So I'm going to go pretty big actually. And I'm going to make some triangular shapes. But you can see right now that my rule of third line is going to be right here. So my focal point is over here. Okay guys, and that's what I wanted to show you. And if you do some drawing and you don't like it, make sure you start a new layer and you can just delete it. Or you can press and hit clear and start over. And so this layer is in between these two layers. So when I draw, it's behind the circle, but it's on top of that spray paint in the background. But I hope you guys enjoy and have some fun, and you guys can create some awesome non-objective or abstract artwork.